Megatron.
Hello, everybody. I'm that Common Rider guy, and welcome back to the JoJo Bros podcast with our wonderful host, Vampalord.
It is lovely to see you all again, or, well, pretend that you're seeing me, I guess, but, that's the point.
Yes, it's been quite a while. We've had many delays, and it's not been fun.
You can blame me, personal issues. That's the point. We won't get into it. Anyways.
So today we're doing something a little different. So I tried to get a bunch of ranking websites, like, tier list websites to work. But I couldn't figure out a way to record those and do the overlay of the podcast. So we're just going to do things a little differently. So when I'm editing the video, I'm just going to edit in the pictures, and then I'll put our personal scoring by our names and banners. So today we are doing a ranking list, a type of A to F kind of thing. So personally, I'm not a big fan of ranking lists where they have like an S or a Z rank, because I
never understood that ranking system at all.
Yeah, I like in some situations, like for when people do like Dragon Ball Z related stuff. Okay, I get it. Z means it's the top of the board. It's beyond perfect. But for other tier lists, when did S become better than A? It's not. It's so far down the alphabet.
If I understand that particular ranking system just right, it's like A's it's okay, but it's not the best. And then the lower you go down the alphabet, I guess the better the scoring's supposed to be.
I have no
S
idea,
is it's supposed to be elite tier or some shit. I don't know.
We'll keep it simple. So for today's ranking list, A is perfect, no changes needed, and it's gorgeous. B is okay, but could be better. C is, I don't know. C is what you consider mediocre, but D or F, well, D just means terrible, and F means why did you make it? Why do you exist?
Why are you here?
Yes. So today we are going to be doing a ranking list of not all, but of the various designs of Megatron from the Transformers franchise.
Now that is a fucking twist. That is not what we discussed.
It's what I kind of discussed with you. So, for those who don't know, September 17th is not universally known, but it is known in the Transformers community as Transformers Day, because September 17th was the day the very first episode of Transformers aired in 1984. And this year is the 40th anniversary year. To celebrate, I got the Autobot and Decepticon logos tattooed onto my leg. Not separately, together.
This is true, I can confirm.
Yes. So I thought something that would be really fun and our own special way of celebrating such a glorious franchise that for me has been with me my whole life and I've absolutely loved, is that we will be doing a ranking list of its most iconic villain, Megatron.
So how are we going to start off talking about Megatron besides the fact that he's supposed to be this badass evil doer? Would he be a villain, or would he be just some dude?
No, 100% villain. Megatron is villain, plain and simple, and that's what makes him cool. So we're not doing a ranking list based off of his motives as a villain or even how strong he is. We're doing a ranking list just based on his designs and how cool they are.
So where are we starting? Are we starting from where it was bad to worse, or?
No. So I'm going to send you a picture of one of the many variants of Megatron in Discord, and you're just going to tell me what you think, and I'm going to tell you what I think. Now, before we begin, I need to emphasize, I set up some rules for this before we began. One, while I am doing many variants of Megatron, I am not doing every variant of Megatron. One, because the internet cannot decide on all the different variants. Two, I am not doing more than one design per show or movie franchise, which means while I think Megatron's design in The Last Knight is pretty solid, I will not be counting it since I think his better design was in the earlier movies for the live action. And also, we will, with the exception of one video game design, we are keeping most other video game designs out of it since majority of them are just a reskin of his original 80s design, and comic books will not be included as well. This is purely what has appeared in movies, cartoons, and one video game trilogy.
You know, he really doesn't seem like he has that many variants to begin with.
Well, there's a lot more. When I was doing research for this topic months ago, there's a bunch of Transformers cartoons that either never got released outside of Japan, or there's like shows where he gets like redesigned later on. Oh yeah, we will specifically be sticking to Megatron, not Galvatron, even though Galvatron is basically redesigned Megatron after he gets taken over by Unicron. Galvatron can be a whole different thing if this does well and we decide to do it later down the road, especially since he has way less variants. But we are sticking to the Transformer known as Megatron.
All right, let's get started then. Before I completely lose my mind over the fuck I just saw.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask. Okay, so we'll be starting off with the Generation 1 Megatron, the old school 1984 design.
Okay.
All right, can you see it in Discord?
Not yet.
Okay, we need to, probably should have sent that before I said anything.
It only takes about a year for it to travel through the internet.
Jeez.
Well, anyways, while I'm waiting to see it, you can go ahead and talk about it.
So this is the very first design of Megatron. It was based on a toy before they put it. So a lot of 80s cartoons are like that. The toys were made long before the cartoon was made. And they're like, hey, here's the toys. Now make the story around the toys. It was the same for He-Man, G.I. Joe, and a lot of other cartoons. Now, for me, I give this design a solid A, because it's iconic. It's a design that's stuck around for a while, and it's simple yet effective.
I don't know why I'm waiting on the picture where I can just do this.
Has it really not loaded in?
It has not. I don't know what to do with that.
Oh, jeez. Damn, man. I thought my internet was bad.
It's not really the internet. Okay, here's the thing. Like, the internet that I'm currently using, it's fucking amazing. I love it. It works well. The only issue is that the motherfuckers can't decide if they want it to like run throughout, a whole 24 hours, or if they want to sit here and turn it on and off, see how many people they can piss off. Okay.
Okay, jeez, all right.
But I'm looking at the toy design for the.
No, just look up G1 Megatron.
Or yeah, no, I can do that too. Because
while you're doing that, I'm gonna send the next one we'll get to when we get to it.
There we go. I was literally
fucking hell! I just realized why it didn't send. Because it never actually sent. Oh. We are professionals, I swear.
Excuse us, ladies and gentlemen. We're only having technical difficulties. We will resume momentarily.
Can you see it now?
I can see it now. Yes.
God, I'm stupid. My fault. So yes, this is the very first design of Megatron, and was in the 80s cartoon until Megatron died, and then was redesigned by Unicron and turned into Galvatron.
Oh.
I give it an A just because I didn't like it as a kid, but it's grown on me. And I've rewatched the 80s cartoon a couple times, and it sticks with you.
Oh, okay. So just like real quick, because apparently my brain shut off at some point. remind me how the ranking system works for us right now? It's A, B, C, D, and what?
A B C D F.
A, B, C, D, F. And I'm assuming that it's like A, B,
F
and
is like, yeah, F is the best. A is best, can't be topped, perfect design. F is failure. Why do you exist? D is pretty bad, but it needs some work. But
Fair.
B and C. B is like, I like it, but it could be better. And C is I don't like it, but I don't hate it.
Let's see. For its time, with it being iconic, in my own opinion, I'll definitely rank it as a C because, I mean, at the time, there really wasn't much they can do for it, but, it works. It's a nice concept and a nice, simple design. I mean, you can't go wrong with it.
Is it also because it's super blocky?
Well, I mean, all the iconic cartoons kind of start off like that, being a bit blocky.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, even Optimus.
Look! I've got my own cartoons that I like that started off being like blocky characters in the sense, and I rank them as an A. I mean,
All right. So moving on from that, we'll be doing the Megatron from Beast Wars. So quick little explanation. Beast Wars was the direct sequel to the 80s Transformers after it ended in the early 90s. And the whole thing with Beast Wars is that they were Transformers that had to transform into animals because the world they were on had a really strong natural energon source that if they were in their robot forms too long, it would kill them. And Megatron was a T-Rex. So yes, his tail turns into both a shield and a lance, and the T-Rex head becomes his right hand, and he can fire lasers out of it.
I'm gonna give that one a solid D, in my own opinion. That's
an F for me. A lot of people love it. I just hate that the whole basic right arm becomes the T-Rex head. He can barely pick shit up with it. It's basically just his cannon arm because it fires a cannon blast out of the head mouth. For me, it's an F. I just don't like it.
Now that you mention it, you're right. That's an absolute F. That is a failure. That should not exist.
Even the other parts about the design I don't like. If you zoom in on his robot form, there's some things that you can look at it and you're like, that doesn't really look good. And I think his head's the worst part. It's so blocky. It's like an early day. It's like a Bionicle you left in the microwave.
In my own opinion, what I feel like they could have done is that they could have done what they started doing, where the head would have been shared across both hands,
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the tail remains exactly that as the tail. So way
I think the tail as both a shield and a type of makeshift spear works. It's mainly just the fucking T-Rex head that I hate.
There's no way to wrap your brain around that. It looks like he went from a T-Rex to a fucking what are those things called from if you remember from Jurassic Park? They have the whole leaf thing around their neck and they spit acid. I forgot what they're called.
I forget too. People are gonna hate me for that. I forget what that dinosaur's called.
But that's what.
Compy? No, the Compies are the little guys.
Yeah, those are little guys. But anyways, that's kind of what he
I know
looks
what you're talking about. Yeah.
Because that's because of the. I guess I don't know what that's supposed to be on the back. It's supposed to be wings or something.
It's just the actual back of his T-Rex form that's just opened up.
Oh my god! This is an F++.
It's bad. Now the only thing that saves it is if you've seen Beast Wars, which is on Tubi. The voice actor is phenomenal as Megatron.
I think it's usually the voice actors that manage to save it, because there's no way you could get past that design watching it if the actor wasn't good.
Pretty much. But okay, this next design, I guarantee you, is going to be another F. So I don't know if this one ever actually made it in the cartoon because I couldn't find any pictures of it. So I'm assuming it was just made as a toy, and because it was in Transformers Rescue Bots. This is Megatron from Rescue Bots. And the only pictures I could ever find were of the toy, so I'm assuming he never made it into the cartoon.
Well, if he never made it to the cartoon, that's definitely a major F. I mean, hands down.
I just don't like Rescue Bots as a whole because I think all designs are pretty bad, and I just don't like it. I get it; it's made for really young kids, but it's just I don't like them. I was
about to say that's the only reason why Rescue Bots are a thing. Is because of kids.
Yeah, and I get what they're going for the design because you look at it, it looks like the classic Megatron. But I just don't like it. I also don't like any of the Rescue Bot designs, but that's just me. I'm sure someone out there likes it.
I'm right with you. I don't.
But again, I since I couldn't find any pictures of him in the show, I don't think he ever actually made it into the show.
I don't think so either. If he did, it would have had to have been a cartoon show that probably aired for like maybe a couple of days before they realized it wasn't doing any good, and then.
Yeah. Okay, so going up a few generations, we're going to the 2001 Transformers called Robots in Disguise. Now, this actually started off as Megatron, but then later in the show, he got formed and renamed Gigatron. I'm not kidding, but he did start off as Megatron. I've never actually seen Robots in Disguise, but this design makes me want to watch it.
Transformers, Robots in Disguise. I've seen it. You should definitely watch it.
Well, I've seen a lot of them. I just can't find Robots in Disguise anywhere.
See, now that particular design for him, in my own opinion, gets a B. It's not the greatest, but it sure as the hell passes.
It's a lot better than what we just witnessed.
Well, I mean, it's aesthetically pleasing. It kind of makes more sense. And I mean, for God's sakes, he flies with wings. He's got wings, so he flies regardless. He's a robot and uses jets. I mean,
yeah. So I'm also there. It's a solid B. I don't think it's perfect. I definitely think it could use some. It could be better, but a B's not bad on our list since A is the highest.
And that color scheme just works for him. I mean, it just does.
I'm pretty sure the reason he was called Gigatron later on is because he fused with Predacon.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's actually right.
Well, not Predacon, Predaking, something like that. But yeah, I never actually saw Robots in Disguise, but I hear good things about it. But yeah, it's a solid B from both of us. So good job, Gigatron.
Moving on.
All right, so this next design is from another Transformers series you can watch on Tubi called Transformers Armada.
That one I don't think I've seen.
It's on Tubi.
And I'm going to give that a C.
Really? You don't like it?
It wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the fucking cannon sticking out of the side like it's his goddamn dick you forgot to put in place.
So, it actually usually stores on his back, but he can rotate it around to the side for a quick, hip shot.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That's a C.
So I used to hate this design, but it's grown on me. I give it an A just because I really like it and how unique it is. And I used to hate the Staghorns, but I actually love them now. And fun fact, he can extend them. They just shoot out of his head. And they can pin. He uses them to pin other bots to the wall.
Well, I mean, I like as far as transforming goes. I like the design that they were going for when he transforms. It's just, it's one thing that the cannon's on its back. It's just the way that he I'm not saying
posed.
I mean, mostly at this point, but I'm not saying it's a bad idea that he can rotate it to the side for a quick hip shot.
You think it could be better?
I think it could be better, yes.
So it's an A for me and a C for you?
Yeah.
All right. That's fair.
Again, the transforming part of it all, brilliant. Love it. This particular portion is just kind of...
Yeah, this next design, I couldn't find a good picture of it, so we're going to have to look at the toy. Because for some reason, there weren't any good shots that weren't super zoomed in on his face. So this is from Transformers Energon, which was a sequel to Armada. So after Megatron died in Energon, spoilers, or not Energon, Armada, in Energon he was revived and his form changed, and this is what he looked like.
Yeah, I didn't. I think I managed to catch some of that show. I didn't really like the new form that they gave him.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't hate it, and it's good when you see it like in the show in motion because it's like, oh, that's still Megatron. He's still an asshole.
You know, I gotta say, throughout the entire Transformers series, regardless if it's, you know, canon or not, that dude dies and comes back so many fucking times. He's like he's like the fucking Joker. You can't get rid of him.
It doesn't matter if you rip his heart out; he'll be back.
Oh, you're gonna take my heart? Okay, fuck you. I'll be back in 100 years. Okay.
Yeah, it's wild. But for me, I give it a C just because I definitely think it could be better. I don't hate it, but it's just okay for me. So I give it a C.
I'll give it a C too, because again, like I said, I've caught bits and pieces of that particular show here and there. The whole design.
Energon is also on Tubi.
The whole design was okay, but at the same time, I personally didn't care for it.
That's fair. Yeah, and I do like that they changed it up. Instead of him transforming to a tank, he transformed into like a big bulky jet. Like that's what the two twin cannons on his shoulders turn into, like the wing-mounted guns. Now this next design, so in the trilogy, in what's commonly known as the Unicron trilogy, this last one is from Transformers Cybertron, which is technically the third installment in the little franchise of series, or not franchise, in the animated series. But I think it's its own show because none of the characters recognize each other. But that's not important. This is Megatron from the Cybertron show.
Let's see.
This is the best shot of him I could get where he's like away from the camera, because a lot like his Energon counterpart, a lot of the pictures were zoomed in on his face.
He's a big face guy. He's the guy that you're going to recognize his face more than you are anything else.
Yeah. This one can actually transform into a tank and like a super fast sports car with spikes.
See, I like this design a little bit more versus a lot of the others, so that's going to be a B.
For me, it's a D, just because I don't like all the extra details it has, and the head is the worst part for me, just because I get it, it's meant to look a lot like the design from Energon, but for me, it's a D, just because I don't like it, and I feel like it's not a failure, I don't hate it, but I gotta give it a D, just because I feel like it could be better.
I mean, I get where you're coming from. Like all the extra designs that really don't need to be there. I mean,
yeah. But
I can.
What would you give it? You said.
I said I'd give it a B, only because it becomes, if I'm not mistaken, that's like the start of like his looks getting better.
Most than likely. I've tried to do a lot of these designs in chronological order, and I mainly did the Rescue Bot one just to get it out of the way.
Because it's there, and everybody's gonna be like, "But you didn't do this one."
Yeah, because as much as I actually prefer the Beast Wars Dinosaur Megatron over the fucking Rescue Bot one, but not by a lot, not by a long shot, only by a little bit. Okay, next we're gonna go into the animated series of Transformers. It was literally called Transformers: The Animated Series.
And that goes back to like his very first one.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of his very first design. You can definitely tell with like the blocky upper body and the head. But this Megatron's actually like super huge. Like the picture doesn't do it justice. In the show, he like Optimus Prime, when he tries to look at him in the eye, he's looking at him in the stomach.
I'm gonna have to give that one a C, only because, like, don't get me wrong, I get it. It's animated. It's anime. It's their style, and I
Yeah,
love their style.
a lot of the Transformers designs in the animated series were either hit or miss.
And I love again. I love the animation styles that they can get away with and do. But this is robots we're talking about.
Yeah.
Unless they've got some like humanoid ordeal going on, like some of their newer Transformers do, this wouldn't work. Like it just doesn't.
It works for an animated show, but at the same time, I get where you're coming from.
Like I like the design, I like the color scheme. I like how
the red looks so much better than the purple, in my opinion. That's
how
also my favorite color.
I like how it goes back to the iconic, beginning of what he used to be. It's just the whole like being so slim from like the waist down. That's
I
the
never
only
paid
thing.
attention to that. Why are his his thighs so skinny?
Well, if you go
Well,
back,
I think I think a lot of the Transformers in the animated series were like that, actually. But for me, I give it a B because I don't think it's perfect. It could definitely do better, but I think it's pretty solid.
fucking toothpick legs. I don't care if you are a giant. Goddamn.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next design, let me check real quick. Yeah. So before we get into the live action show, this next design is from a show called Cyberverse, literally Transformers Cyberverse.
I think I was literally just looking at that particular one when we started.
Were you?
See, yes, I was actually.
Okay. So for me, this is an A. Like, I love the design. You can tell they took a lot of inspiration when designing it from, the classic 80s Megatron. But I love the extra little details, the rockets on the feet, the little red accents, and on the cannon. And the head design to me is like, you got it right. Like, for me, this is a solid A. Like, I don't think they could have done this one better.
No, there's no improvement needed for this one. This definitely gets an A, like downright. They've got the whole robotic thing going on as much as they do kind of like the organic ordeal with the head. It's the perfect mix of blocky and smooth. You couldn't do that better.
Yeah, I agree. Like, this is peak design.
Though I can't remember what the fuck he was supposed to transform into with that
a tank.
Was it a tank?
Yeah, most of Megatron's forms, with a couple exceptions, are tanks.
I feel like they should have probably put that cannon on his back, but that's not the point. It's still an A.
Well, the whole point is that when he's in robot form, it's a arm-mounted cannon, because that's his main weapon, and it's always on his arm. That way, he never has to worry about it getting stuck in a holster or something. And then when he transforms, it's on the usual spot where it's on a tank.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, they could have done a thing with it where, it's always attached to his back, and then when he, rolls out or whatever, he could take it and put it on his arm after he,
Kind of like what they did with Armanda, where it goes to his hip.
God.
I'm joking. I knew you were going to have that response. Okay, moving away from animated for a second, we're only doing one Megatron design from the live action films, and that's going to be from the Michael Bay films. And we're not doing the Last Night Megatron because while the design is different, it is specifically the exact same Megatron from the prior movies. Okay. And I think this is just better. This is the Megatron from Transformers 1, 2, 3, and yeah, he was in those three films. He was in Transformers Dark of the Moon, and Transformers Revenge of the Fallen.
I was about to say, for like all three of them, this was literally his go-to design for the longest time
until he was killed in Dark of the Moon, remade into Galvatron in Age of Extinction, and then when he came back as Megatron in The Last Night, he had a whole new design because he was reworked.
I mean, I personally, I like this one. I give this one a solid A only because it's not only an interesting design that they went for, it shows how much he's endured on trying to do whatever his plans were to do for so long. Like it has so much character development behind this.
So you and me are going to get a lot of hate for this because of how much people claim. I say claim to hate the Michael Bay movies. I think people are just coping and seething. I give this an A too because I think it's perfect design, especially for live action. Because this is Megatron straight from Cybertron. Because he never. Well, I don't say never, because in one of the later films, he does transform into a truck, but that's when he's in hiding. He's disguising himself, obviously. But I think this is peak design. It's pure Cybertronian. He still transforms into a tank, but it's a Cybertronian-like tank. I love how menacing it is. Like, when you look at this Megatron, you are scared. Like, if you saw this Megatron in the middle of a city, you would be scared.
Well, not only that, but like, you know, and to all the haters out there, fuck you. These particular films were indeed amazing.
I love all the Michael Bay films. Like, if you don't like them, you're lying to yourself.
I mean, for reals. But this particular Megatron, it speaks volumes of character development because, again, he's the one character throughout the entire Transformers series that I can think of that has been killed so many times and still comes back like a damn cockroach.
Literally died in the first film, got half his head blown off in the second one, got his head and spine ripped out with an energon axe in the third film, and then came back in the last film, The Last Night, in a whole new redesign.
If I'm not mistaken, in that particular film, I think it shows them actually slowly rebuilding Megatron, or which one was that?
That was Age of Extinction, but he was reworked into Galvatron technically, but it's a whole thing. It's not important.
Well, I mean, besides the point, you know, this just shows like how much he's gone through, and it just shows the whole like, yes, I'm pure evil, and there's nothing you can do to stop me because I'm gonna keep coming back.
I just love the design because of how intimidating it looks. Like, you look at this guy and you're like, oh, that's a bad guy.
You look at this shit and you know, he's gonna rock my shit.
Yep. Okay, moving on from the live action movies, we're going to go into the one video game design because, again, all the other video games are basically the designs from the 80s cartoon, and this is Megatron from the War for Cybertron video games.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that a B. No, I'm sorry, I take that back. I'm gonna give it a C.
That was quick.
And the only reason being is because he's way too damn extra blocky in the chest area.
Yeah, I can see that. And this Megatron, like the others, only transform. Well, I haven't played the games. I never got a chance to play the games. But
don't feel bad. I haven't either.
I've seen video clips of it. I'm pretty sure he goes from jet to tank, and that's it. But I like the red details, and I love the menacing appeal to him. Because, like, I've seen the clips from the video games. The cannon, I think it's an interesting design because it's an energy-based cannon. But I do think they could have done a little better. Again, I love the red details just because red's my favorite color. So I give this a solid B. But I can't go higher than B.
I'm trying to understand where this particular design came from. Like, was this supposed to be from like back when they were in Cybertron or some shit?
Well, yeah, because in the War for Cybertron video games, as the name entails, it's all about the war during Cybertron, like about their war on Cybertron between the Autobots and Decepticons.
I feel like they could have done it a little better. They just, to me, they made the chest area just a wee bit too blocky to be what he's supposed to be.
Yeah,
but everything else is okay.
This is one of the better pictures I could find because a lot of them were of the fucking toy.
toy.
Yeah, but so that's a C for you?
It's a C for me.
All right. Okay, now going on to one of the more recent iterations of Megatron. This design, if I can find it, because it keeps escaping me. Is from the Netflix show Earthspark. And I do not recommend Earthspark because to me it's honestly pretty bad.
I, hmm.
So for me, it's a D because I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, I can tell it's Megatron, and I get the design because it's like, it's a more sharp looking original design from the 80s, but it's a D because I think they could have done a lot better. Like, this just doesn't work for me. Then again, to be fair, I think a lot of the designs in Earthspark are kind of bad, but that's beside the point.
It's an F for me.
That's an F. That's an F. Ooh, wow.
It's too slick. It's not right.
It
It doesn't show his true character.
He doesn't even have a cannon.
There's nothing here that speaks volumes of Megatron. Like, nothing.
You're not wrong.
It's just a dude who claims to be Megatron who just stands there and looks pretty. That's what that portrays.
I'm keeping my D because I don't hate it, but I can understand where you're coming from. Okay, this next design is from the 2012 Transformers Prime cartoon, which a lot of people cite as being the best iteration of Transformers.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If you take this design and then you try to match it up with the one from the live action film, you can see where the design came from, because this was, if I'm not mistaken, the original design that he was supposed to have, but because he went through so much ordeal.
No, this design was after the live action film. So the first Transformers live action was in 2007, and this is from the Transformers Prime cartoon that came out in 2012. But no, this design was meant to be a merger of the original 80s design and the live action design. And you can see it in the design, like all the spiky, jagged angles, the head shape. You can definitely tell.
I personally feel like this was supposed to be like long before the live action, but that's besides the point.
I can't confirm or deny it.
Well, I mean, and the only reason I say this, and this is just the only reason why. If you look how his hands are now, especially his right one with the cannon, and then you go back up and look at his right arm, it looks like there used to be something like some sort of weapon that he no longer has. He still has the whole like spike ordeal on his shoulder for the exact same arm. It's just kind of misshapen a bit, shaped differently.
So for me, I give this an A because I love it. I think it's great. It's evil. It's what you want in a Megatron.
No, yeah, no, definitely. It's an A for me too, because it still portrays the Megatron that I've grown to know. I mean,
my favorite little detail is in the helmet, like the two spikes going down, almost like a Spartan helmet. Well, it's not a helmet. It's his head, but it looks like a helmet.
With these guys, I can't tell what's a helmet and what's just a straight head.
That's fair. That is fair. So that's a solid A from both of us. All right, this next design is a more recent one, which you can watch on Netflix, from the Transformers trilogy. There's an animated trilogy on Netflix. Each one, I believe, is 6 episodes. It's great. I've seen the whole thing 3 times. And
or don't watch it. It makes us no difference.
No, watch it. It's worth a watch, especially if you're a Transformers fan, because it's very good.
We got Kronk going on here.
So again, this is one of the better designs I could find, because for some reason all the pictures of him were super close on his face again. Like, this was the furthest away from the camera I could find.
I see the battle scars. I can tell the intent of wanting to do harm, but besides his eyes, his face says, "Where's Cusco? Gotta find Cusco."
Oh yeah, it's all coming together, Optimus.
This one's a C for me. I like it, but I feel like they could have done it just a little bit better.
For me, it's a solid B, because I get it. It's meant to be a direct design of the 80s Transformers. And I do love all the details of the battle damage, because by the point you start watching the show, the war has already been going on for who knows how long. And I like it, but I think the design's been done better. So for me, it's a B.
I'm gonna stick with my C. It's all about Cusco Pride. We're fighting Cusco.
Right, the poison for Optimus, the poison to kill Optimus, the poison. Okay, so we only have one design left, and this is the most recent design of Megatron from the new Transformers 1 movie, which I went and saw over the weekend.
I'll eventually get around to watching it, maybe, possibly, hopefully.
So this is the final design at the end of the film. So there's a whole thing where the Transformers designs change as they get their transformation cogs, what allows them to transform, because there's no spoilers, but there's a point where they're it's in the trailers, they talk about it, where they were born with transformation cogs, someone ripped them out, and then when they get them back, their forms change. And this is Megatron at the very end of the film, when he's in his final form, when he's not undergoing any more transformation. This is Megatron.
I could rock with it with a C. I mean,
so for me, I give it a B, not because I hate it, just because it's the classic, it's the classic Megatron design again. But like we said earlier, we've seen it done better. But this design is great, and I do love the little left arm machine gun that he has, and the triple barrel right arm cannon. Pretty nice, pretty sick. And again, this is a great design. I don't hate it, but I do think it's done better.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give it a C, and the reason being is because I feel like they should have switched it up a little bit, because again, I get where they're going for with the whole iconic design ordeal, but I think they've wore out that horse. I don't think they can do that design much longer if they decide to keep going.
That's why I give it a B, because I think they could. I feel like it would have been better if they mixed it up a little bit, but I do get it, because the movie's meant to be a fresh take on the original Transformers, but that's also been done so many times.
Let's see, I think I counted, what was it, 2?
Because the last one we just did, the one from the Netflix trilogy, the Netflix trilogy came out in 2020 and finished in 2021, or is it 2022? Basically, it's not that old.
Well, I mean, besides the point, they used the same design 6 different times in 6 different
iterations. Yeah,
it's like, don't get me wrong, there's very distinct different variants of the same design, but regardless, it's still the same design. I feel like they could have done something a little better, like maybe taken it from the which gen was the third picture from the last?
Third picture from the last?
Yeah, the last one you just sent, and it, 2 up. I'm sorry, not 3, 2.
Oh, the Transformers Prime Megatron.
Yeah,
that was from 2012.
I would like to see that design used a little bit more. I feel like they could have used that design in this one.
Right, but to be fair, in the movie, it is a story of how Megatron became Megatron, what pushed him over the edge and all that. It is very much an origin story of both Megatron and Optimus Prime, and it's great. It's a fantastic movie. If you're a Transformers fan, go watch it. Don't wait till it comes on DVD or available on streaming services. Go watch it in theaters. Give this movie the support it deserves.
Unless you're like me and just don't like crowded places.
That's fair. That's fair. But again, this classic design, we have seen it done better. Like the not the Cyberverse, or is it Cyberverse? Yeah, the Cyberverse Megatron that we saw earlier, the one below the animated one. That one is, for me, that's the perfect design of the classic Megatron. That's a new take on it.
See, I would like to see them use that one in this down here, because I feel like that would go better. because it's still him. It's still his origin self. It's just different. I mean,
Yeah, like you can tell they were trying to do something new, but not too crazy. My favorite detail is still the triple barrel cannon.
I wasn't really paying attention to that until you mentioned it.
Yeah, it's a triple barrel. It still only fires one shot, but the 3 barrels condense it into such a powerful shot.
That is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean, he's Megatron.
But just because he's Megatron doesn't mean he's got all the brains there, but...
Oh, definitely not. No, he's definitely more brute force. But yeah, this has been our personal rankings of Megatron throughout the ages. Again, not counting all the video games, not counting every movie, because in the movies his design has varied from movie to movie. We kept I did the one that's been the most consistent in the Michael Bay films, not counting The Last Knight. And no comic books, because majority of the comic books, if they're not based on one of the cartoons that already existed, were pretty much just the 80s design again. So that's that.
Well, I mean, I like seeing the difference, from what they've like gone through, what they've changed. Like I said, though, it's just sad to see that he doesn't have that many variants.
I mean, he's got a fair number of variants. It's just that a lot of his designs do fall back on his classic, like, original design. I get why, but it's like what we saw for Armanda and Energon and even Cybertron, like the trilogy from like 2002 to 2005, that little trilogy that went on for a while. Like, his designs are very different from each other.
I mean, absolutely different. It's just, and I feel like they can improve on it a little bit more. At least make it seem like, his iconic classic look at least has some form of changing to it. But that's neither here or there.
Yeah, and if this video does well, we can definitely do a ranking list of like Optimus or Starscream or Bumblebee, or you know what? In the comments of this video, let us know which ranking list of Transformers you want to see next. And if this video does well, we'll do this more often. But can't guarantee it.
With that being said, guys, I would like to give a shout out to what's their names?
Ascend Athletic.
We're ascending.
So Ascend Athletic did not sponsor us. They did not pay us. However, we have gotten a partnership with them.
I have taken the liberty to sign up to be an ambassador to at least help them promote their brand. And I like what I see. I don't own any of their items personally just yet. I do plan on buying some soon.
I've got some in the mail on the way. But Ascend Athletic is great fitting gym wear that's sweat resistant. They've got joggers, sweatpants, your classic gym t-shirts. They've even got a whole catalog of different workout routines for a specific type of body you're trying to build, whether it's just lean and mean or even bulky and brawny like your classic bodybuilder, or even if you're just trying to, stay in average shape, just not overdo it. They've got what you need when you need it, and their prices they always have discounts going on. They've got entire collections if you like different designs, and our promo code also discounts what's already on sale.
Which works for everybody out there trying to save money, because trust me, I'm very well aware that prices are not, where they should be. They're pretty high up there.
The economy sucks.
So to save you some time, brother, here's that promo code, guys. Go check them out. Give them some love.
All caps, use JoJoBros. Use their promo code at checkout. And in no time flat, you'll be having some great gym wear, or even if you just want some comfy stuff to wear around the house when you're on the treadmill, or hey, wear it when you're out walking your pets or something. This stuff is great for anywhere.
And, the fiber and stuff that it's made from, absolutely amazing. Like I said, I plan on buying some soon. Kamen Rider guy here, he's gonna probably more than likely do a video on their wares. So be on the lookout for any videos he drops about that. And
Yeah,
with
my
that
longer
being
videos,
said,
I'll do like a whole like promotions section, but that's going to be in the future. But yes, I do have some stuff on the way. The clothes is form fitting, it's affordable, and what more could you ask from an athletic company?
shoes.
I hear they're working on it. I hear they're working on it.
Well, with that being said, we know this video is a little shorter than what we usually do, and we also
It's
appreciate you guys
fine. I
for.
prefer us to keep it to either just over an hour or just under an hour.
That's fair, but we do appreciate you guys for your patience. Do keep us in mind. Be on the lookout. We may not be getting videos out there, like we want to, but we're getting somewhere with it. It's taking some time.
That's because this is not our jobs. This is a side hobby. We don't get paid to do this. We do this because it's fun.
Well, I feel like we'd be doing it a lot more if it wasn't for me. I've been dealing with some shit, but that's not the point.
Hey, me too. I've been slacking on my video stuff because I've been too tired from work. Anyways, before we have this go over an hour.
Let's see, I can't think of anything else I was going to say. You got anything you want to share?
Don't forget to check out That Kamen Rider Guy YouTube channel. Check me out on TikTok. I'm there too. I've got an X page, That Rider Guy. And check out my other videos. Check out our other podcast episodes that we've done. This is our like 5th or 6th one or something like that. I forget the number.
I have no idea. You've got them all posted on your channel. I don't have shit on mine just yet. I've been working on some shit.
I know. But anyways, check out the other channels. Give us some support. Again, JoJoBros, all caps as Send Athletic. And we'll see you guys in the next video. And don't forget that it's always Henshin time.
I don't have an outro, so bye.
Just say bye. You goober.